it's kind of weird that Jerry Springer's show has not changed after 20 plus years. Hey everybody, it's Retro Kid Reviews. And I am Kilgrave. And it's just a regular reviews time. See you soon a bit. Now, how do I cut this camera? Ah, that's a good shot of Jesse. Step forward! Hey everybody, it's me again, and welcome to my... Oh, hang on here. Your lighting is a bit off. This stupid glare. Continue with your review. As you can tell, I'm under control with Kilgrave. You don't have to do the complete retelling of my comic origins. You can stick to my Netflix for now. Oh, and I believe COD for Retro's complete anthology and, I guess, Easter eggs from those Compocast guys, and future, I guess, past videos of his, and that, what's his name again? You can say it. Red Hood. Yeah, as you can tell, this is David Tennant's character, Kilgrave, Kilgore from the comics. His origin's a little bit slightly... This is the big villain from Jessica's show. And for those who don't know, who is Jessica Jones? You may speak of Jesse. Thank you so much, sir. This is pretty much what he can do and what Jessica Jones could kind of hate to say. Oh, just because I've... Oh, spoilers ahead on his... May I? Yes, spoilers ahead what happens to me and with Jesse's events throughout this whole season. You may continue. Thank you, sir. Long story short on Tennant's abilities compared to Jessica's. Tennant is a mind controller. He's not completely 100% accurate to the books, but a lot of the cinematography and everything is mainly purple territory. He's called Mr. Purple as his code name. He's not a Slavian spy. He has a tragic childhood experimentation kind of deal, which kind of is more fitting. It's a more grounded reality kind of MCU style to get him his powers, so... Which is why, I guess, because it's a Netflix series, and it's the more, I guess, DC-ish dark it's ever gonna get. And it's still the same cinematic universe as the Avengers movies, which makes a lot of sense. Having all these genres together is kind of awesome and yet weird at the same time, which, again, cool to watch. So, on to the girl of the hour. Not my words, it's his. That stupid mind control. Don't worry, I'll get to that in a minute on how far his extent can go. Jessica Jones is technically from a book called Alias, from the Brian Michael Bendis run of the book. She's basically a short-lived superhero who basically got her ass handed by Tennant's character. That's all accurate from the book. It got translated to the TV show very well, surprisingly, along with her opening splash pages of the early issues that also got translated very accurately to the book. All the Easter eggs you see here on this poster, I guess, are potential spoilers too from the series itself. I mean, the first season. Yes, they are. I allowed it. As you could also tell, the last couple of days have been kind of weird for channel reasons. You are allowed to speak of your channel. Long story short, I will do a future channel update on future videos for the rest of this year, since we're winding down to the end of 2015. There will be Toku, there will be pretty much sum-ups on television, movie, and Tokusatsu as a whole. Kind of like a rundown of what happened this year. And then I'll resume to normal Toku news, TV news, and movie news. Since we're getting so close to Batman v Superman and Star Wars at this point, I might as well get that off my chest when that comes. Because I know there's going to be another trailer soon on that as well, so back to talking about this series. Yes, please get on with Jesse, please. I will kill you soon. Like you drink. No, back talk. That's the thing about Tennant's character. He's very backtalky, very incentive, and very lethal with his mind control. A lot of his kills were very insane for the early episodes to mass control at the final episodes, which were very, very, very insane for what Jones had to do. For Christian Renner herself, who plays the title character, you could definitely see why she didn't want to get into the superhero business after that run-in with him, and why she got into the private investigation business. She's basically a PI throughout the majority of the season. She does run into Luke Cage, who's going to be the next show after this. Then after him is Iron Fist. Her cast, Hogarth, from who's played by Carrie-Anne Moss from basically the Matrix movies. She's originally a guy from the books. Again, I know card for the comic book cast guys. But with what I could tell, her subplot with her messy divorce with her wife and everything, yeah, she's lesbian in the book in this series, but again, not in the books. But everything else was Easter egg heavy. Since Jones didn't have that much of a family cast of her own due to her own superhero origins. A lot of it was more 616 continuity instead of Ultimates, because a lot of MCU is kind of a bit of both. They're more Ultimates heavy, like Dead is Dead, not eventually people will come back kind of territory. So, in her case, book-wise, she had a crush on Peter Parker, and then she had an accident reminiscent to a lot of Hell's Kitchen kind of guys, like a car accident kind of deal that got her powers. And mainly when she quit the gig, she just let it go. She just moved on, and that's kind of how it was until in the show, Tana came back, and she had to, like, kill him or capture him, which half the season was just basically kill him. Then everyone around her said, no, what about you just capture him and just, try to help the wrongdoings that he's doing for these people, because he's still mind controlling. He's still the main case was this, I forgot the woman's name. Oh crap, you don't remember her? Wow, if Jones was here, she would punch you. You know that, right? Yes, I know. Wow, you really don't remember? I don't even remember her. Kill yourself. It is power armor. Well, good to hear. Put it back on. His extent of his reach is pretty much like that. Once you have powers like Luke Cage had later in the season, he pretty much takes it for a joyride. Anything you have, things like that. The rest of her cast, neighbors-wise, yeah, you basically know more about her apartment complex, a lot of her neighbors. Her landlady was the most annoying out of the group. Hate to say it, she and her twin brother were, like, the most annoying cast members. Like, it tuned me out, but not too much. If there was jokes to it, like, she gets crazy after a while when she gets Kilgrave. Yes, that was the only sweat I didn't like. You break your arm. Ow! Turn it back on. My arm. Continue. The good news out of it is that RPM Red is actually a main neighbor and probably future staff for Alias Investigations, because it's basically in-house and she's the sole not liaison. She's not a spy, basically. She's self PI herself. Like, she's basically by herself most of the time with her investigations. She doesn't have a staff of her own. And I don't know the RPM Red's character from the books. Please help me out in the comments down below. If he stays for season 2, I would love it, because him and another character I never thought in a million years, fandom-wise, would coexist. If you know Kevin Smith like me, and Daredevil that I reviewed last year, earlier this year, card for that. Rosario Dawson came for the season finale. Don't you speak of it? Yeah, I will. Ah! Thank you, John Constantine. I'll speak to you later. Tell that to the freaking Defenders when they come. Multiverse. Kind of a nice thing. And more of my secrets later. Anyway, Rosario Dawson is kind of the only bridge to the MCU, at least Netflix-wise, with Daredevil. Claire, I think that was her name, nurse-wise, came here at the season finale to help out Luke Cage. Because he came in to pretty much take over Luke, and his powers strengthened when Jessica found, at the penultimate episodes, his parents, which he was getting very self-conscious early on. Like, he didn't want to have any evidence of being filmed or his family in general. Like, he didn't want to know anything. Like, he was a pathological liar through and through. And that's a really bold choice for Tan to play it that deliciously evil. When I was rewatching the series with my dad, he thought he was really good, really evil. And looking back, it makes a lot of sense. I had to rewatch this season twice, which is why this took forever to get my overall thoughts. Um, if you like a PI detective noir kind of based series, dressed in 2015 kind of paranormal, not paranormal, modern day investigations done right. Yeah, this will be the series to go for a Netflix series. This is definitely if you have Netflix, do it. Support it any way you can. Support Marvel. Support a very underground, very low, underappreciated series like series book like this. And the fact that Christian Renner did a really good job using her old nasally comedy voice to get into places like hospitals, crappy jobs, like just to get information was actually a really good necessary tool. I never thought in a million years that kind of old style kind of acting that she used to do back in the day before Breaking Bad and this would actually help her out in investigations. It was actually kind of a nice in-joke for people who know her career. And yeah, I know I'm speedballing a lot of the season, and despite the mind control, he's very obsessive. The majority of Kilgrave's emotions was that it was kind of like a back and forth between her trying to get rid of him trying to get back to her side. Like, it was more a relationship than one good versus evil here. It felt more like a relationship plus PI investigations. As for Luke himself, he is cameoed and even helps out on a lot of episodes. And if you're wondering if when you watch the season why there are a lot of Daredevil sets, it's because all of these characters are going to be centered around Hell's Kitchen. That's why they have that kind of sets. So I don't know. I guess for an overall score, I give it a 7 for now. If you're confused why everyone is in the same Daredevil-like sets, it's because they're in Hell's Kitchen. They're all of these characters are going to be centered around Hell's Kitchen, New York. That's why they're going to come together in Defenders, if that's even still happening. As for the Easter eggs, there was one character that may not make it to Civil War because it's a touchy subject I don't want to talk about. It's very early on in the show. Yeah. Again, if you know what, it's in Comic Book Cast's freaking Easter eggs. Again, I carded it earlier on in the video. Thank you again for watching my review. What are your thoughts on the show so far? What are your thoughts on the Netflix shows? And more to the point, what are your thoughts on future spoilers or hopefully anything new when it comes to Daredevil Season 2? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm RetroKid of RetroKid Reviews, and like, comment, subscribe, and let's hope like hell this guy doesn't mind control me from Season 2, because when he died, it was worth it. And I hope he doesn't come back to my show on a regular basis. Take care, guys, and I hope you enjoy the review. Later. That was some show you got there. You drinking, drunk, weird, superpowered mess.